Good evening, council members. So recently I saw a documentary called 25 Cats from Qatar. It told the story of the owner of a cat cafe in Milwaukee who, aside from rescuing and adopting out local cats, would also go overseas to help countries with massive unwanted pet populations. In the film, it was mentioned that the city of Doha, Qatar, also has an animal shelter that only takes in dogs. It's a little bit disturbing that a wealthy American town like North Hempstead, with all its resources, is in the same exact situation. Disturbing may not be the right word. Perhaps embarrassing is more accurate. At the end of the film, there was a Q&A with the director, the protagonist of the documentary, and with Will Zweigart. He is the founder and head of Flatbush Cats, a very successful rescue in New York City. One of the talking points brought up by Mr. Zweigart is that, be it Qatar, Brooklyn, or even here in North Hempstead, we are not adopting our way out of this situation. The only way to ameliorate the quantity of homeless cats is to have accessible spay-neuter services. There are a myriad of arguments for why we need a cat shelter. All of them are valid. But the most crucial need for a shelter is to provide spay-neuter services. Anyone who traps cats and spends countless hours on the streets, either baking in the sun or freezing in the winter, trying to catch an ever-elusive cat before it reproduces and brings forth a bunch of tiny lives, can tell you how complications spring forth from not being there in time. The kind-hearted souls who take care of colonies spend a small fortune providing food and medical attention to their flock. Kittens are particularly fragile and susceptible to infections and diseases. Once we do have the cats, we have to go to overburdened rescues to try and find homes for them. This doesn't always occur, which is why most people who participate in rescue wind up with multiple companion animals. Sanctuaries, which can hold cats indefinitely, are bursting at the seams, desperately engaging in never-ending fundraisers to keep the lights on. There are many who think educating the public on responsible pet ownership is the answer. I disagree. Though education is a very important tool to rely on it as a strategy of educating the masses to solve a problem is both infantile and hippie-ish. When I was a child, I saw Bob Barker on TV telling the public to spay and neuter their pets. Well, now I'm 52 years old, and I spend all my free time trapping the offspring of those pets that were never spayed or neutered. We are not educating our way out of this. We are not adopting our way out of this. The only thing that will make a difference is reducing the number of cats in need as much as possible by having accessible spay and neuter. Period.